Good Sunday morning, Tri-State. This is the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show. Of course, I'm Charlie Butler. And to my far left, she always sits over in the corner where she stays away from me. What's the deal with that anyway?
Well, because if I'm too close to you, then I can kick you whenever you say dumb things. So
When do I ever say dumb things?
Well, I don't know. Bobby?
Yeah, it's for your safety that she sits where she does.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for your own protection, Charlie.
Yeah.
Just be grateful.
We're not going to have Bobby play the highlight role.
I've got an
Reel.
ongoing reel of blackmail stuff.
Oh, okay.
Incriminating evidence.
Okay. But is Candace DeArmond. Candace is the president of the Butler DeArmond Real Estate Network, which is the owner of the Charlie Butler team. But good morning, Candace.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Tri-State.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing okay. I've been getting over a cold, and I hear that you have a cold now. So.
Candace and I are both a little bit on the horse side, so.
Yeah.
Filling in for Charlie Butler this week is Barry White, ladies and gentlemen. Your voice sounds awesome this week, by the way.
If only I could sing like Barry
Right?
White. You know, that would be good.
Yeah.
That other voice, not as professional as Candace and I that you're hearing, is Bobby Gates, also known as Bobby G.
Good morning.
You're just a talkative ball of fire today. You know it.
I don't know why. Somebody's got to pick up the slack, right?
Yeah. The pitchers and catchers report this week, Bobby.
I know. I'm very excited. High school baseball is almost here. College baseball started already. Here. Yeah. Pitchers and catchers, spring training's underway, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Optimistic for now.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is always, baseball's getting ready to start.
That's right.
And did the Super Bowl turn out the way you guys wanted it to?
No.
I really didn't have a dog in the fight, but I did want the Chiefs to win just because of the historical aspect of it.
It would have been cool to see them make history, but I also didn't mind them losing, let somebody else win. I did not expect it to be that lopsided, though.
No, I didn't either. I didn't either. And the score doesn't reflect how lopsided it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
not super entertaining to watch as far as a football game goes,
No,
I was rooting for the
wasn't.
Eagles strictly because I had a bet, just for fun,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you won.
Yeah. Yeah. Had a 3 basketball games that day. And you hit them all.
Oh, it was all part of your parlay?
Yeah, all part of it.
Nice.
I just about lost. I had Rutgers, and I got 9.5 points, and they lost by 9.
Oof.
So I barely made that one. And so anyway, now that we're giving gambling lessons.
That's right.
And of course, the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show is sponsored by Bossy Title. And Candace, you were just at Bossy's.
I was just there last Thursday, actually.
And I know, and several of our agents do, and several agents around the Tri-State do. They go to Bossy because they do such a good job.
They do a great job.
They do.
And you also get to see Norman Phil.
That's right. That's really what keeps me going back. No, they do a great job. Norm and Phil are just extra bonuses.
We haven't talked. Norm got a lot of publicity. We haven't talked so much about Phil. You want to talk about Phil a little bit?
He's so cute. He's still little, but he's got blue eyes and he's gray and he's really, really cute. He's also a French bulldog.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a cutie.
But from what Jeff Bossy tells me, he drives Norm a little bit crazy.
I don't know.
Norm likes it.
I think Norm doesn't like whenever people show Phil more attention. I always say hi to Norm first because he looks at me like, hello.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I was here before he was.
That's right. Yeah. Like, oh, what, I'm chopped liver now? So yeah, I always say hi to him first.
And we don't want to forget about our guest here, the newest member of the Charlie Butler team, but a longtime realtor. How many years, Kathy?
28.
28 years. And we're talking Kathy French. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Just
good.
A little bit on the horse side, but besides that.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 3 weeks now.
Yeah. And so, Kathy, you've been doing this a long time, and what are you seeing now? I mean, you've seen highs, the lows, much like I have, and Candace. But what are you seeing now?
There's just not as many properties on the market for sale.
No.
So that makes it very difficult when you have buyers and they're real specific with what they want. And the interest rates, I'm hoping will go down soon to help people. And it's just really different. I mean, when I first started, the interest rates were very, very high. That's what everybody knew, so nobody thought anything about it. And then when they went down and got so low, then it was just a free-for-all for so much people looking and buying and selling. But now the sellers kind of don't want to sell either because of the interest rates. They're going to have to pay a higher interest rate than what they probably have right now. They probably have the 4 or 5%, and now it's just so much higher.
Yeah, it's strange. I remember, and I've told this story before, I'm sure on the air, when I bought my first house 30 years ago, it was 8 1/8. Mm-hmm. And Wayne Ellis was my realtor, and I didn't know anybody locally, and Wayne says, "You must have really good credit." I said, "Why's that?" He said, "I was able to get you an 8 1/8." And it was a bigger deal to get an 8 1/8 then than 30 years later when we built a new house and got 2 3/4.
Yeah, right.
Because everybody's getting that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know, Candace, I think you're in the same boat I am, where we're looking at the rates to refi later on.
Yeah, I sure am. Yeah. I have it.
And I'm figuring if it gets, and I would suggest that this to anybody. I mean, I got the 2 3/4 for 7 years, but if it gets in the 4s, I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I will absolutely refi if interest rates go to the 4s or even the 5s. I'll refinance.
Yeah, I probably will in the 5s too.
Yeah, I hope they get that low again.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it'll be good for business, don't you, Kathy?
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah, it'll get booming again. Because one thing I've noticed when they had the real bad interest rates and everything, and then Florida and California, properties just went down in price and everything, and people were just going crazy. But in reality, I think that they got down to the prices they should have been to begin with.
Yeah.
They were just way too high. And it's just, I don't think we didn't have that here in this area, because ours just pretty much stayed what they're supposed to be anyway. So, we didn't see that. I don't know if you realize it or.
Yeah, we deal with a lot of out-of-state investors, and I think the ones that we deal with, and it seems like we got a lot of California. We got more from the west than the east.
Yeah.
We got some from the east. In fact, I think you were talking to one yesterday.
Yeah, I sure was.
And but they invest here. The ones that want, yes, they could go be in California, Phoenix, Vegas, wherever. They might see 30% up, but they might see 30% down too.
Yes.
So they come here because they want stability.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Northwest Arkansas is really hot now. Areas of Texas, stay away from Austin now because it's just exploded.
Mm-hmm.
But got a friend in Austin, a realtor, and she told me that all these companies are moving from California into the Austin area, and she said, we tell buyers, if you're not willing to go $100,000 over full price, there's no use going to look.
Mm-hmm. That's
really
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my! And they appraise for that?
Well, I don't think people care if they appraise that at this point.
I see.
Some of these $1 million plus homes around here. Something that surprised me that both Donnie Denton and Chris Combs have told me is their homes almost never appraise.
Yeah.
As beautiful as they are. But they said the problem is it's not their home. Their home, is those really nice basements.
Yeah.
They do a theater room and, all that game room and all that, over the top stuff. And it still appraises for $50 a square foot, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's worth more than a lot of people's houses.
Right. Yeah.
But
I've seen some of those basements. In the basement alone, I would live in.
No doubt.
Yeah. Some of the basements, and I mean, there are others besides them, but like Chris and Donnie do are just unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, they really are.
And but anyway, speaking of new construction, we've got some lots on the market, Candace, in a nice subdivision, getting ready to put more on.
Yep, we sure are. They're on Hessman Drive. I don't know what the other.
We got there's another 7 acres, and we've been talking to Bill. We're meeting with him tomorrow. It's Dan Buck, and I know one that he's only sold 2 back there. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep,
and people bought 2 lots, and Dan's building a house for him. Mm-hmm. So, and he does. I've seen his work too, and talk about somebody that does a good job. He does a good job.
He does do a very good job. His builds are really nice. He doesn't leave anything out.
So this is Fieldstone subdivision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is, if you're not familiar with that, it's not a huge subdivision at this point, but there's still quite a few lots available. But there's some very nice homes in there and it's off of North Oak Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right across from the middle school.
Yeah, it is. I guess it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's not a middle school anymore. It's an elementary school now. It was a middle school whenever I was a kid. But right across from Oak Hill School.
How long ago were you a kid, Candace?
Oh, 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, it must have been a recent change.
Yeah, it was. It was very recent.
And so, Kathy, in your business, and I know you're looking to increase your business now, as we all always want to increase our business. What are some of your goals?
I'm trying to think here. I just want to be successful. I want to be known as an agent who cares for their clients. And I try really hard to listen to everything that they say so I can get them exactly what they want and help them. And a lot of them are very nervous because they're first-time buyers and, they don't know what to do. And I try to just help them step by step, at the beginning and follow them all the way to the end and let them know even afterwards that I'm still there. I just want to be very successful this year.
Yeah.
I'd like to help you.
Well,
I'm on your team, and the other people on our team are great, and I enjoy the fact that I moved from another company after 22 years to Keller Williams, the Charlie Butler team. So,
and we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
We really are.
Thank you.
Sure are.
And I forgot what I was going to say now, too. Talking about the Charlie Butler team, there are several, and we don't talk about this enough probably, there are several different programs we offer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One is if we can't sell your home, we'll buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we will have you, if you want, we'll have you an offer within 48 hours. Mm-hmm. We're not here to mislead you. We're not the ones always buying them, but we've got some large investors that are always interested in buying them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And now, it's depending on your situation. In most cases, Candace, I think is true, they're better off listing it.
They are. In most cases, you're going to get more money whenever you list it than you are if we bring, just do the cash offer.
Right.
And that's because you are going to get wholesale price if we're bringing the cash offer, which for some people that works for because they are in a hurry to move and they need to get going. Mm-hmm. Most people do want to get as much as they can out of their house. And I tell them that listing outright is probably going to be the best way to go. It just might take a little more time to get, But then again, I mean, I listed 2 last week, one on Thursday and one on Friday. And I had multiple offers that I was going through all weekend, and they both were under contract by Monday.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, that was great.
So there's also that, you know, you get your house listed, you put it on the market, and
with a few exceptions, we're not seeing houses set on the market very often.
No. You know, we might see 30 days, 40 days, and that's made people nervous because they were so used to the last few years, you know.
Right. Multiple
offers coming in. We're not quite there with the market right now, but it's still a really good market. So whenever people, you know, their house sits for a week or two, they're freaking out, and it's like, hold on, you know, it's okay. We're still.
Well, you guys remember, like before COVID, if you could sell somebody's house in 30 days, you were a rock star.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. It was. People were so happy.
Yeah.
Now they start to get a little antsy after a week or so goes by. So
I remember when we started the company, there was still a lot, you know, you did a lot in print still. And we had the lowest days on the market. And we used to advertise, we can sell your house in 52 days is our average. And that was a big deal.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we did billboards on that too.
Yeah. And most of the time, if a house is sitting, there's a reason that it's sitting. You know, either the price needs to be looked at. It might be difficult to show. You know, sometimes whenever people have kids and pets and they work, it's hard to schedule showings around their schedule. So that can also contribute to, you know, a longer length of time for it to be listed.
Location.
Location
is what they say.
But if it's priced right, I think even in location, usually, unless, you know, something extreme, like a highway goes through your front yard.
Yeah.
And then there's also very high priced homes that just because in this area we don't have a lot of buyers for $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 houses, you know, $1.2 million houses. There just isn't as big of a pool of buyers in that price range. So I always tell people in that price range to prepare for it to be there a little longer. It may not be, but, you know, we just don't have as many buyers in this area that are at that price point.
And so many buyers in those price points go the new construction route.
Yeah, they do.
To get exactly what they want.
Right, they do.
But no, you're right. I mean, it's and don't you guys think that the houses say 150 to 250?
Oh, those fly off the market.
Yes.
Yeah, those are gone quick.
I'm even have one of the clients going up to 350, and they just want an acre, you know, in Warwick County, and it's just not there.
Yeah.
You know, and I may talk to them and see if they want to build. That might work out for them too, because they're not real specific. They just want Warwick County area, so it can be, you know, in different cities. So I look every day and just no luck. Same on the west side. I have a west side one. It's like that too. And
I've got a west side one coming up next week, so I'm hoping that might work for your people. So
that'd be great.
We've got photos scheduled for Friday, so
great.
We're getting her ready to go.
I had a guy, I had a guy, this has been 20 years ago at least, in Boonville. And we're looking acre, 2 acres. And he goes, no, he said, here's what I want. He said, I want enough privacy. I want my house set up back off the road where I can walk down the road naked in my mailbox. And nobody sees me. And we found him a house, you know, so I never did go back to see if he was going down to the mailbox naked. But,
that's what I was going to ask you. Did you drive by every day?
No, he wasn't my type.
I meant just to take pictures and fun.
I didn't want. Yeah.
Candace and I would have went.
Right.
No,
I don't know.
No, you wouldn't have.
I know, I'm just kidding.
But so anybody got good? Anybody, not necessarily even recently, but anybody got some good real estate stories?
Oh,
I know we all do.
there's a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me dig back through my Rolodex of stories.
While you're thinking, I'll tell one.
Okay, you tell one.
All right, I will have to clean this one up, but just a little bit, Bobby. I had a listing appointment. You've heard this, Candace. I had a listing appointment. God, again, probably 20 years ago, a long time ago. It was on Virginia. I remember that, and so I called to confirm it. No, that wasn't it. I was running a few minutes late. That was it. I called because I was running a few minutes late. And it was about time, I guess, for the lady's husband or boyfriend to get off work. And this is still, you had a home phone. So she answered the phone. She said, "You better hurry up and get here because I'm ready to F your brains out."
Oh, my God.
I said, "Yes, this is Charlie Butler at the Realty Group." And she goes, "Can I call you back?" You know what? I did not get that listing, or she never called me back again.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I had a listing that whenever we went to the listing appointment, I was actually training an agent. I took her with me just so that she could, get the feel for what goes on. And we walk in, and they loved their dogs. They didn't let them outside at all. It was really, but it was also very difficult to show the house. And there was an agent that went in to show, and their son was, and I had made the appointment. We had everything, ready to go. And the guy's laying there in his underwear in bed, just like nobody was there, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize someone was sleeping." He said, "Oh, I'm awake. Go ahead." Just laying there in his underwear. Yeah. Needless to say, they did not put an offer in.
On him or the house?
No.
Neither one.
There were no offers.
Yeah.
I showed a house one time, I think it was in Chandler. And when I walked in, opened the door, literally, there, and I'm not exaggerating, there was no section on the floor that was empty. Mm-hmm. There was so much garbage and just everywhere. And nobody was living there at the time. They were supposed to. And the neighbors said that a lady and her son was living there. And I saw things that I have never seen before. On the walls, you couldn't even hardly see any space on the wall that was clean. And I'm thinking, what is this? And so the lady that I showed the house to was an investor. And they were roach eggs.
Oh.
And I've never seen that. I mean, literally. And then there was female products stuck on the walls.
Oh, gosh.
And then she ended up buying it and redoing it and everything. But the lady who lived there called me and said that she doesn't know why the house was in such bad shape, that she didn't leave it like that. And I'm thinking, that's a long time to do this. I mean, there was no space to walk. You had to walk over stuff. And thank goodness I didn't have my good shoes on it. And but anyway, I've got several more, but you guys go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. If
No,
you got to
go
give them,
ahead.
Cassie, go ahead.
Well, I'm like Candace. I showed a house one time and walked in with the client, and the furniture was gone. And it was supposed to be empty. So, but on the floor on one side was women's jacket and shoes and purse, and on the other side was men's shoes. And I'm thinking, what the heck? So we walk around, and we see the whole bottom of the house, and then we start to go upstairs, and we hear them. And I found out that the guy had brought his girlfriend home for lunch, and he was married. So, yeah. So we didn't see the upstairs, and we didn't go any further.
And we walked into a house in Deerfield one time, and he wouldn't care if I mentioned Tim Mall, who was
I know him.
Yeah, large investor. And Tim had been a client for years. Well, Tim was looking for a new personal home, and he had his then girlfriend with him and his daughter, and so it was a beautiful home. So we look around downstairs, and the agent said, "Well, the lady's gone for the weekend. It's like on a Friday." She said, "Just go on in, no problem." So we look around that, and so we head upstairs, and it's one of those staircases that kind of just wraps around. And I'm drawing it like you can see it. Look straight in the radio, okay? But anyway, so we're going around this staircase, and I'm the first one, and this lady walks out of the bathroom in her towel, and she goes, "Ah!" And I go, "Ah!" We both startled each other, and Tim is apologizing. He said, "I'm sorry." I said, "We'll leave." She goes, "Oh no, don't leave." She said there was a guest house out there, and we went out and looked at the guest house while she got some clothes on and left.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it broke the moment, so they didn't buy the house.
That's funny.
So anyway, Kathy, what's anybody that wants to talk to you and hear more good stories, or actually maybe buy a house, where can they reach you at?
They can reach me at Keller Williams Capital Realty, Charlie Butler team, or 812-499-8872. And that's my mobile number. You can call or text me anytime. I'd love to sell you or a home or
list your
house for sale. Yeah. And I promise to work very hard.
And Kathy will. She's a very, very good agent. And but now I don't know about Candace if she'll work hard for you or not. No, I'm kidding. Candace is one of the hardest workers. I have, as much as I kid her, she really is.
Yeah, she is very helpful. Very, very helpful.
And she really. I wish everybody, probably including myself, had the customer service that Candace has.
Sometimes that customer service it's a little difficult.
Yes.
I'll hang on a little too long.
Yeah.
But real estate's an emotional. It's emotional for a lot of people. So I hang in there.
You do, and you have a very high rate of people that come back to you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have. I've got a lot of repeat clients.
Yeah,
so
I do too. A lot of referrals. Mm-hmm. I love referrals.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
especially from your good clients, because they're going to talk about you, and then their friends are going to believe them more than they're going to believe Bobby when he talks about us. Yeah.
Don't believe me.
No, but
we don't know what Bobby's saying about us.
But no, whether it be radio, the internet, whatever, they're going to believe their friends first. Yeah. Everybody does. It's just, and so Candace, how can they get a hold of you?
They can reach me on the team phone at 812-430-1708, or they can reach me on my cell phone at 812-455-6338.
And so we have a lot of good agents there, and I'm not going to try to name them because I'll forget somebody. So, and also remember that we're just about out of time, but the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show has been brought to you by Bossy Title. And if you miss the show, well, if you're listening, you probably didn't miss it, but in case you just tuned in, we're on about everywhere you can get podcasts, aren't we, Bobby?
I believe so, yeah.
Spotify, Google, Apple, all those. So, in fact, I had an agent in California that I know that sent me the picture from Spotify of us, So, but anyway, so Bobby's saying to wrap it up, and so for Candace DeArmond, Kathy French, this is Charlie Butler. Have a great Sunday.
The following program is paid for by the Charlie Butler team. This program has been paid for by the Charlie Butler team. From the Kate Foppel Ford Studios, this is Newstalk 1280 WGBF.